Hello everyone and welcome back. In this part we will introduce player 2. At the moment only player 1 has a controller and is controlling both of the paddles, but we will separate them and let player 2 control this right player 2 paddle. So alright, also I had some feedback from you on my new 4K monitor that it's a bit too small, and while I can't do anything about the unit editor, I will try and zoom in on the code instead. So let's go ahead. To make separate controllers for the different paddles, there are many ways of doing this. The best way would be to implement a input manager, which would be very scalable, meaning that if you connect, you can connect any number of players and it will take care of it automatically. But it's quite complex and it takes a while to do that, and I don't think we should go there at the moment. What I instead think is, because we know there will never be more than 2 players in this game, we should do something quite simple. There are a multitude of simple solutions as well, but if we begin by going inside of player controller, and let's zoom in a bit so that you can see. Okay, I hope this is good enough. So we see this is the script controlling both of the players at the moment. Each of the players, player 1, have the player controller script, and the player 2 have it as well. So what we could do is make a copy of this and change everything to be for player 2 instead, the vertical and so on. But that would mean a bunch of duplicate code. So I won't be doing that because I don't like duplicated code. So I will try to keep all of the code for both of the players inside here. But what we will do first is go inside of Unity and prepare for a second player. So we go into Edit, Project Settings, and then go to the Input. Might be a bit small here for you, but I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. So what we need now is, we can see that player 1 is controlled by using vertical, and it will also be using horizontal later on. So we will copy these, right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate. What we will be doing is we will let the WASD buttons control the left player and the arrow keys control the right player. So inside of horizontal, we see that it is controlled by A and D as alternatives, and left and right as its main buttons. So let's erase left and right to begin with. And then we go into our horizontal, the other horizontal, and change the name to horizontal P2 for player 2. And in here, instead, we remove the alternative buttons A and D. Now we have a horizontal that is controlled by A and D, and another horizontal that is controlled by left and right. Close these and do the same with vertical. The vertical is controlled by S and W. So we will remove the up and down. And in the vertical, the other vertical, we'll change the name to vertical P2 and instead remove S and W. And we will implement shooting later on, so we will give each of the player their own shooting button. Player 1 gets left control, I think, and player 2 can take right control to begin with. So we see fire 1 is bound to left control. We can change fire 2 to be bound to right control instead. So instead of left shift, change the name, change it to right control. Alright, this is it. You can close this and go inside of the script. So now in this script we need some way to determine which player we are, so that we can figure out which inputs to use. And the easiest way, I think, to do this is by implementing an enum. So at the top of the script, you can write private enum player, and we set it to be able to have two values, player 1 and player 2. And then we will give this a serialized field. It is called private of type player, the enum we just created, and player. Alright, if we go and see now on each of the players, there is a field here called player, and we can choose player 1 or player 2. So now we manually set which is the player 1 and which is the player 2. So on player 1, set player 1, and on player 2, set it to player 2. Alright, now you can just try it fast. So if player is equal to player.player1, then we will do as we did before. Else if player equal to player.player2, what we will do then? Well, we created another vertical, remember, input, called it vertical p2. So this is everything that should be needed to determine which should move which player. So let's go ahead and try it. Press play. Now if I click on WS, we should only be moving the left player. Alright, and if I press the arrow keys, we should move the other player. Great, it works fine, and I can move them at the same time as well. Alright, so this is one way of doing it, but I don't like to have the if check in the update method if I can avoid it, and I can in this case avoid it quite easily. So let's go ahead and create another variable here. Let's call it private string vertical, and then in the awake instead, let's check if, let's do these conditions in the awake instead. So if it is player 1, then we will set vertical to be equal vertical like so, and else if we will set it to be equal to vertical p2. Alright, and then we can remove all of this from the update method, and instead of writing vertical here, we just give it the vertical variable. Now we only need to check in the awake method only one time which player it is, and then assign this correct string value to vertical. Let's see if this works. Yes, perfectly. I can still control them individually. Alright, let's go ahead and add horizontal movement as well. So duplicate this string and call it horizontal. Great, do the same for horizontal, equal to horizontal, and if it's player 2, we called it horizontal p2. And we need to change the name of this floating value. This is now up and down value, up, down value, or vertical value, call it, vertical value. And then duplicate it and make another one for the horizontal. Duplicate this line, change it to horizontal value, which will be get it, which we will get from the input get axis horizontal, and change the x value to be horizontal value times speed, move speed. And this should be it. Now we should be able to move the players left and right as well. So let's try it out. I start with player 1. I can move him left and right, wherever I want. Perfect. And the right player as well. Well, and as you can see now, there is nothing restricting the players from where they can go. And this is completely up to you, what you want your game to be like. Maybe you don't want any restrictions. But for this, my game, I think I will implement them. So I will probably implement one here in the middle, so we can't pass the middle line. And I will also implement a boundary at the end here at the goal level, so I can't go outside of the level. But these I will do in the next part. So I think we are done for now. Oh, before I forget again, let's save our changes in the collab. That's implemented individual controller. Wait for it to finish. Great. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.